In this video, I am going to do an opinion piece because I noticed a disturbing trend about new bikes being introduced with a 600 watt hour battery only in the frame. And they say, hey, if you need more, use the water bottle extender. And my opinion is I'm here to tell you manufacturers to stop doing this. Stop doing this. Don't do this to your customers. Don't do this to your revenue. What's up, everyone? FC here from EMTBR. Not a lot of bad news. Nobody shut down this week, so let's talk opinion. And my opinion is this trend is disturbing. 600 watt hours only in the frame, and if you need more, use an extender. And let me just say that I'm very experienced in this category. I use a lot of extenders, use a lot of Bosch motors, and I believe extender batteries are a great option. Great option. You know, gives more flexibility to the e-bike, which is kind of the flexibility, the enabling machine anyway. But that's where it stops. It should be an option only, meaning if your extender is in your bike all the time, which some of my friends do, then you bought the wrong bike. The manufacturer made the wrong bike, sold you the wrong bike, and you are compromised. And I have several reasons for this, and maybe I'll just go through it. But before I go through the reasons for this, if it's just one company that did it, it's okay. You know, they make mistakes, but it's not. So who started it was the Santa Cruz Vala. Santa Cruz Vala, the best e-bike Santa Cruz has ever made, because they went from Shimano to Bosch, CX-5 motor, beautiful suspension now, which is very active, great riding bike, radial tires. But three of my friends who were considering it said, no, I can't buy that. It has a 600 watt hour battery, and I don't want to use an extender. So that's who started it. And then there's the new Transition bike. Transition, you know, medium-sized company. They made the new regulator, great bike, Bosch motor now, moving from Shimano, and it looks just like the Vala, probably similar strengths and weaknesses, but it only has one battery option. Guess what it is? 600 watt hour battery only. Okay, you want 750? No. 800? No. 600 only. Use an extender if you need more. Okay, and then I hear of a new bike, long travel bike, that is so highly awaited. I can't tell you about it, just a rumor. Anyway, it's gonna have a 600 watt hour battery only. So a lot of my friends are like, off the table, off the spreadsheet. You can't even consider it. And then there's a couple new bikes. Forbidden is introducing two new bikes, maybe with a DJI motor, 600 watt hour battery only. And I fear there's going to be more companies doing this, 600 watt hour battery only. And I think it's a monumental mistake for their consumer base, and a monumental mistake for their revenue. Come on, guys, this is get hungry. Listen to your customers in 2025. Sell them what they want, give them what they want. So why are they doing this? First and foremost, the reason they're doing this is to make their bikes lighter and their down tubes smaller. Pretty cool. Light bike, small down tube, pretty cool. And you know, it's an admirable position to take. So we'll sacrifice range and the big battery, because the Bosch has 400, 600, 750, and 800. And you know, when you go 800, the bike gets it's heavier and the battery gets fatter. The 750 is the same width, but it's longer. So the Orbea Wild right there has a 600 or 750. The Pivot Shuttle LT has a 750 only. The Crestline right here, they're pretty wild. They go 400, 600, or 800, plus extender. Okay, so that's why companies are doing it. It's an easy out to build the best bike they can, which is the best riding bike they can. Best looking, best riding. But to me, that's a cop-out. Why? They'll give you a bunch of reasons now. So hear me out here. Here's my reasons. I did a survey. If you have an extender, if you have a Bosch motor and extender, what battery do you want to buy? 600, 800. And it is about 55% 800 and 45% 600. Okay, so the majority is 800. Maybe call it even. I thought it would be a lot more on the 800, but people are seeing the merits of lightweight and the extender 600, and so this is the main data point. Once you go 600 only, you've eliminated 50% of your revenue. You've pissed off 50% of your customers. Now they're going to go to another company. They're going to go to Orbea because they want that bigger battery. Just want to add some correction on the survey data that we received. It's actually not 55% versus 45% in favor of big battery. It's actually 74% versus 23%. More data came in, and we read the survey a little better, and people wanted even bigger than 800 watt hours. So what I'm asking for is the 600 battery is cool. I'm a 600 battery user, but I'm only 150 pounds, and I like to cross country. I do big rides, but I want to pedal too. But not everybody is like me. I look like a bike industry guy, thin, bikes every day, every other day, and fit. And this is the problem. The bike industry, the engineers, they're designing a bike for themselves. The bike that looks cool, has the lightweight when they need it. But the customer base is a lot broader than that, especially the e-bike customer base. So many different shapes and sizes, many styles. Maybe some guy has only 2 hours, they want to go on turbo the whole ride. Give him options. Give him a 600 or 800, a 600 or 750. That's what Orbea did, and they're reaping the benefits. Once you do 600 only, you've eliminated that part of the revenue. The extender solution is not perfect. This is in version 1. 4 years ago, the Levo SL came up with the extender solution, and the new solution by Bosch is not even at that level of sophistication. So I'll give you a few problems with it. One is the most obvious, which is when you have an extender water bottle battery, you lose your water bottle. You lose your water bottle. And for an e-bike, you do need water. But usually one long one is enough. For most of your rides. If you run out of water or you're low on water, you just hit turbo. But you do need that water bottle. If not, you need a backpack or a fanny pack. Fanny pack's not really ideal for a water bottle, but it can be done. But you need a backpack now. So that's the number one problem. The second thing is the solutions for water bottle batteries. This thing is like almost 4 pounds, 3.5 pounds. It can rattle. It can stress your down tube. Some of my friends, they put a kind of a Velcro around it or a belt just to keep it stable. The other problems are more subtle. One is the cabling is kind of sucky. Basically, it looks janky. The cable is not seated properly. It's kind of floating out there. It's too long, too short, and to take it off. It's easy on the battery side to put it on, but on the bike side, it's hard because it has these two daggers, these two prongs that you have to unseat before you can take it off. Every time I go, pain. It's the most primitive part of my bike. Okay, the other part is now you have to charge it, and you have to charge two things now. On the Levo SL, they had a Y cable, so you charge them both at the same time. It takes a similar amount of time. This thing, you have to wait till one's done, unplug, and charge the other. After a while, if you have two chargers, it's good. You charge them both, but then you have to do those cables again. So it's a pain in the ass. Not the end of the world, but if you're doing it 100 times, it's like, should be a better way. This should be more integrated. On the Bosch system too, when you have an extender battery, you can't tell the level of battery. First, you can't tell that the extender is connected because there's only like 5 lights, and then you can't tell exactly what level the battery's on. They both degrade equally or discharge equally, but there's no meters, there's no display. It's not quite dialed yet. So we'll see. And finally, the last thing I'll say is it's more money. You end up spending more money, $550, and you have less battery density. Meaning, when you have an extender battery, now you have to put another case, and then you have to put another controller, put more cables. So your weight becomes heavier than what you would have had if you had an 800 battery, pound per pound or watt hour per watt hour. So there's my soapbox for you guys. You know, my challenge for the e-bike manufacturers is, hey, figure it out. Orbea figured it out. Pressline figured it out. Weight is not everything. These things are not 46 pounders, but they are amazing riding bikes. You know, you think 2 pounds or 1.5 pounds is going to make a difference. It really doesn't if you design the bike and the suspension properly. So that's my challenge to the manufacturers and really to you consumers. When you're going to buy a 600 watt hour battery only, think about it. You know, 630 wasn't enough, the Shimano, and why is 600 enough now? You know, just because you have an extender, when that comes with a bunch of baggage that you may not want. And really the standard right now is 700 because Levo and all the other guys are at 700. And the standard is going to very quickly go to 800, where if you do group rides, you know, most of the guys are going to be on 700 and 800 batteries. So something to consider. Thanks for listening. And please, my soapbox is here, your soapbox is in the comments. Thank you.